What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. Today's going to be a subscriber showdown. It's going to be me and my ally playing the forces of Norsca and Chaos versus Triari and his Skaven ally, formerly Witch King of Angmar. I didn't recognize his new name at first, but these are two awesome subscribers to our channel, and I love to showcase subscriber battles whenever I can, and I'm extra happy to be a part of this one myself. So, trying to keep it thematic, we played a lot of fun games this day. Lizardmen and Skaven Elite Infantry here with some pretty powerful monsters. Let's go ahead and get the unit card up. We've got double Hell Pit Abominations, a front line of mixed Temple Guard with Red-Crested Skinks, the cohort of Sotek Unbreakable with their ability that allows them to ignore pretty much all combat damage. Star Chamber Guardians with their magic damage as well. Are they all getting poison damage? They are, and that is because of Tehanawan, the Lizard Moses himself. He's got the ability to summon manticores. That's pretty important. Let's go ahead and slow-mo before the action really gets started. He's got, of course, his giant godly laser beam, burning alignment, and what is the special? The Blade of Serpent's Tongue. So he's giving poison to all of the units in this AoE, and that's going to be pretty powerful considering he's got Croxagores mixed in. Temple Guard with poison feels pretty overpowered, but the Skaven player also brought a good mix of Storm Vermin with halberds. It's going to be great against a lot of the things that we brought, as well as Blight Scabs, Plague Pack. So these guys are unique. They have Demagoguery, which gives them Unipsychology and an AoE around them. Not super necessary considering the caliber of units being brought. 15% physical resistance, and the ability to apply the Contaminated debuff as well as magical damage. And then you have the Unbreakable Albino Skaven units. These guys have Guardian, so they're giving a plus 15% physical resistance to the leadership here. I think that's 2 Warlock Engineers. Sure is. The Warlock Engineers also have their armor, which does a draining effect to enemies around them. And then, of course, Lord Skroak for his Liber Bubonicus, his ability to do AoE damage and to summon rats. So just a tightly packed infantry blob here. Just enough monstrous units to go toe-to-toe with other monstrous units. Lots of anti-large. And that's pretty much it for our opponents. My ally and I, and let's go ahead and go over this first, we both brought tons of Marauders. So he's got Marauder Horsemen. I think he has some Axemen as well. These are all standard Horsemen. Low armor piercing values, low range. These are the ones that he brought. See, these are throwing axes, better armor piercing. Their models look pretty dang similar. And these are the Horse Masters, who have slightly better attack stats in melee, and another group of throwing axes there. I brought 2 units. And we Vanguard deployed them. We expected really anything but a highly densely packed infantry blob. I also brought 2 of the Norscan Warhounds out on the flanks, perhaps to chase down any sort of chameleon skinks that we might have found. My front line is going to be made up of Marauder Champions mixed in with standard Marauders. Pretty basic stuff here. Marauder Champions are very beastly units. Great leadership, decent armor, and of course the Norscans all have this Rage ability, which the longer they stay in combat, the more damage they do. The Icehorn Marauders, these guys are super cool. They also have Immunopsychology as well as Perfect Vigor, so they'll pretty much fight to the last man generally. And for dealing with those large, pesky, armored dinos, I brought some Marauder Hunters with Javelins, a couple of the Marauder Berserkers. I'm going to try and get these onto the best Skaven targets that I can. A nice Pit of Shades going off for my ally here, who brought a Shadowcaster as part of his Chaos kit. I, myself, brought a Metalcaster. I tried to avoid the transmutation of lead, which is pretty sad because it would have been amazing in this huge blob. It probably would have single-handedly won us the game, multiple overcast transmutations. But instead, I was going for a more of a fun buffing build here with Glittering Robe and an AoE, giving all of my cheaper Marauders huge armor, and just occasionally going for the Searing Doom as well, just to do some damage. And I'm going to be spamming that out as much as I can over the course of this battle. And with the passive buff from the Shaman Sorcerer, that's going to apply armor piercing to all of our units as we attack. So we're encircling them. Manicore has been summoned. Quickly to go over my allies build because it's pretty wild. He's got Kolek Sun Eater here. He's got Lord of the Storm. He's going to be dropping that lightning. I think he gets dodged on his first attempt. And then 3 groups here of the Dragon Ogres. And for those who've never seen these bad boys before, check them out. They're like little baby Koleks. And he also brought the Summoners of Rage. And they have a special ability, a bound ability, that allows them to, if we can go ahead and get over it, It's just a chain lightning. They only get one use. It's bound to them, and it's pretty devastating in these types of tightly packed quarters. And I'm going to be sending my infantry units to engage. We've got the full surround going with our ranged units, and we're picking them apart. But sadly, they have so much anti-large here. Let's see how this fight goes. Searing Doom being dropped on these clan rats. It's going to get a couple kills. It's going to soften them up. I've got my Marauder Horsemen throwing those javelins into the Storm Vermin. It's going to do pretty good damage. A lot of ammunition here being wasted on the summoned Pharaoh Manticore. My Lord choice was a standard... Where is he? Standard Marauder Chieftain, but he's going to be... Oh no, I remember this. He's going to be on a chariot. I brought him into the front lines, but he is getting absolutely wrecked. Liber Bubonicus, Curse of Onrare. I thought he was going to be safe with that plus 60 armor, but sadly he was not. And let's see if I'm able to move in time. Lots of AoE magic going off. That's going to be from Lord Scrope. And thankfully, the Marauder Hunters are pretty loosely packed, so it's not going to devastate them. Very nice spells going off from the Shadowcaster, Pit of Shades, and the Pendulum, doing lots of damage. And I'm going to be dropping this Searing Doom on the lightly armored Blight Scab, hoping to get some picks. They're a high-value infantry, and my infantry is not going to stand long. Even with the support of the Giant, I managed to throw him in. These poor guys, they always need a tissue. And with Kolek and the Summoners of Rage, it's a pretty serious monster mash here. We can go into K mode and really zoom in. Watch Kolek beat some dudes down. But yeah, my Giant's getting tossed around. He's not really made to fight other monstrous units, like the Hell Pit Abominations. He wants to be crushing infantry. That's kind of his deal. Standard dive being activated by Kolek, giving us that melee defense bonus. The Hinoan is going to be here being supported by the Hell Pit Abomination, and I'm trying to wrap him up, but I don't have the best targets to do that with. At the end of the day, I'm relying on my Marauder Hunters. They're throwing javelins to take out all the large targets that I can. I'm focusing down to Hinoan. I'm focusing down Hell Pit Abominations, and I'm trying to get that damage done. And at this point, I realize we need all the support we can get on our large units. So I'm bringing in even the Warhounds here to saturate the Dragon Ogres. But so many debuffs. The Curse of Onrare plus Wither is going to make them very squishy targets indeed. I'm going to be using my other hounds to chase off some of these clan rats. I'm trying to make sure I use all of my ammunition on my Marauder Horsemen, and I'm sure my ally is doing the same. That's a Chain Lightning. Unfortunately, it went off into the Croxagores. It doesn't do almost any damage at all against them. But had it stayed in this blob, it would have racked up a ton of kills. Kolek just being continuously debuffed in this enormous pit fight. More AoE damage coming in from Lord Scrope. The Court of Sotek is fighting. They're going to be true MVPs in this battle. Already up to 24 kills. They have armor piercing. They have poison damage. Lord Scrope is a bit surrounded here by these Marauders, but he's going to be using the Rod of Corruption. He's damaging the heck out of all of my units in this AoE. Huge space laser coming down from Tehinoan. Trying to catch these horsemen unwary, but they're going to be moved at the last second and they're going to be saved. But like I said, this is where a final transmutation would have been beautiful. But they're so tightly packed. They've got multiple Guardian auras. They've got Star Chamber Guardians with their anti-large, Council Guard with their anti-large. And all of our units, our best heavy hitters, are large. And they're going to have a hard time sustaining in this battle. Yeah, my Marauder Chieftain took a beating. I got him out of there in time. He's going to survive in time to rally. Shaman Sorcerer, Lore of Metal. I've done my best. I've been applying my buffs as best I can. But Chariots ended up being a pretty poor pick. With so much infantry on the battlefield, you would think that Chariots would do a great job. But alas, that is not the case when all of those infantry are anti-large. And I've tried to surround and decrease the combat effectiveness of this Pharaoh Manticore. I saw another AoE spell coming, so I decided to run and relocate my units. Tehinoan here is badly injured. He's popping Arcane Conduit to get more spells. But just look at this huge blob. And sadly, there's just not much we can do about it. Norskin Giant was kind of holding them back for a minute with his huge HP pool, over 10,000. But now he's been beaten. Don't have much ammunition left on any of my javelins. The Hell Pit Abominations with their regen are going to prove too much. Too big of an HP sink for us to tear down. You really have to focus them if you want to get those kills. And Lord Scroke has been surrounded by some Marauder champions. And we're going to try and kill him and take him off the battlefield as best we can. Trying to get an overarching look. I'm bringing my hounds in from chasing. We've got some Temple Guard and some Kroxigors here off in the distance. More Norscan Warhounds being rallied from the back. Kolek was shattered at some point and run off the battlefield. I believe he was chased by these Temple Guards. Sorry I missed that. But there was just an overwhelming amount of armor-piercing anti-large infantry that Kolek was just not able to deal with. He was not saturated with enough infantry. And at this point, it's me trying to rally what's left of my troops. Same for my ally. And we're trying to get the most out of the ammunition from our Marauders. And they're nearly done. My allies as well. Not much left. You can see the bars at the bottom underneath their health. Just a few more throws and we're going to be done. And they still have so much left. But at the end of the day, can we really take out 2 hell pits with their regen? Pretty overwhelming. We've got one last fight going on over here. The Kroxigors with the Marauders surrounding them. The little bit of leadership we have left are basically just each of our casters. And they're kind of anchoring our lines right now. Using the Marauder Horsemen as light shock cavalry. Trying to break the spirits of the Legion of Shakwa, who played a huge role in this battle. They're a new regiment of renown with the ability to use the Shield of Shakwa, plus 44% missile resistance and a pretty big AoE around themselves. Quite powerful. But unfortunately, even my Marauder champions, who are made to fight these types of units, are going to have a hard time putting down this many Temple Guard. 26 of them remain. Only 19 of my Marauder champions. And without the leadership to support them, they're going to have a hard time. Star Chamber Guardians are on my Giant. He's got 33 kills. He's going to be stomping them. I go for a cast here. See if I can hit it. I'm going to do a little bit of damage. I'm going to knock some of them down. I don't know if those are going to be kills. They'll probably just get right back up. And they sure will. Even my Marauder Hunters with their Javelins, they're trying to get in there, but the Star Chamber Guardians are no joke. They're top tier infantry. Skaven. Everyone at this point is kind of seems to be rallying and sitting around these disgusting creatures, these hell pit abominations. I love the addition of the glowing warpstone bits from the last DLC. It's a pretty nice touch. And look how they move. They've got these little wheels under their hind parts. Gross. And really, without much reason to kite now, all we can do at this point is regroup what's left of our forces. Good move from our ally here. I'm trying to pull back these Marauder champions. I think I had used them to chase Skrulk off the battlefield. Whatever reason, we weren't able to actually kill him. I think we managed to chase him off the battlefield, however. And without my leadership, my forces are kind of on every side of the battlefield. And every time I try to rally them, they're just not able to. Triari's one last hero here, the cohort of Sotek. 13 HP. He's going to hide him. I told him I was going to hunt him down and kill him, but he's going to hide him in the trees, and my units do not want to cooperate here. Good strategy here for my ally, also fighting in the forest. All of his units that are left count as large, but so do the Hell Pit Abominations, and they're going to get a debuff from fighting in the forest as large units. He's got a lot of this, shock cav left, essentially. Fighting the Hell Pit is not going to be the play, I don't believe. Let's see what he's got going off here. A really nice Pit of Shades in the fourth quarter. It's going to be sucking up a lot of this health. The Legion of Shakwa, a couple hundred HP damage. They're going to go into their rampage. Our opponent's going to lose control. Good kills. 95 kills on this Hell Pit Abomination. How many on the other? 67. I'm bringing in my champions to try and help, but I think they're just going to get caught up by these Kroxigors, which actually is a better fight for the Kroxigors than for me. These are not the armor-piercing Marauder champions, and they're just going to get clubbed down by these Kroxigors. Oh, and he just got punted. I mean, as far as men go, these are some pretty beastly men. But Kroxigors are just giant crocodiles wielding hammers. Can't really beat that. And at this point, the balance of power completely shifts in our opponent's favor. And that's going to be GG. So an unexpected build from our opponents. All elite infantry with just enough monsters and casters to really make me pay, especially for going wide with the low tier infantry that I did. Take a look at the kills on some of these units here. The halberds were especially tough. No doubt made it very difficult for my allies, Dragon Ogres, to get the type of damage that they wanted to. Dragon Ogres honestly want to fight armored targets, armored infantry that doesn't have armor piercing itself, or large targets. That's what they do best against. Even something like Empire Knights would get wrecked by Dragon Ogres. And yeah, we did the best we could, but at the end of the day, we didn't have enough to saturate units like Kolek and really keep them alive. Still a very fun game though. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. I hope you enjoyed today's cast. If you're new to the channel, if this is the first video of mine that you've had a chance to see, hope you like it enough to subscribe. Hope you consider sticking around and watching more videos. If you have replays that you would like to send me, all you have to do is add me on Steam, shoot me a little message, and I will send you my email where you can send me replays. And if they're good, I'll cast them. I've been pretty busy lately. The quantity of videos that I normally produce is suffering, but I'm still trying to get out at least 1 or 2 videos a day. And yeah, stick around. I've got lots of other playthroughs on my channel already, and I'll be doing a ton more in the future. So hopefully you see something you like. And big thanks to Triari and Uzumaki Norio, the new name that I do believe. And big thanks to my ally here, Jack Scarrett, for being a great player. So without any further ado, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.